Modest Cog here. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm diving into a subject that hits close to home for every creative out there, embracing imperfections. Whether you are developing a game, writing a book, or starting a new project, this is for you. So let's get started. Voltaire once said, "Don't let perfect be the enemy of good." It sounds simple, but it's a very profound reminder. I want to share to you why it's crucial to embrace this mindset, along with some personal stories and lessons I learned that really opened my eyes. First up, story time from the world of ceramics. A teacher divided his class into two groups. One group was to be judged on the amount of parts that they produce, while the other one will be judged on making a single perfect part. Guess who ended up making the best quality parts? If you guessed it was the ones that made more, you're right. They learned through their mistakes and continuously improved with each part that they made. That story is a great example for anyone in the creative field, or any field for that matter. It teaches us that the real learning and mastery comes from doing, not just planning and aiming for perfection. Reflecting back on my personal journey, back when I was learning photography, traditional film was still the standard, and the cost of materials limited me from being able to practice a lot. One week, I only had enough money for one roll of film for my assignment, and the negative did not turn out great. And if you're watching this video and you don't know what a film negative is, ask your parents. But I spent hours in the darkroom trying to get a couple of photos good enough to turn in for my assignment. If you never went to art school before, fun fact, you get to put your work in front of the class and have your teacher and sometimes your classmate criticize what you did, which can be very stressful. Needless to say, my teachers tore my work apart because the photos did look bad. Luckily, I had a classmate that was inside the darkroom with me, and they pointed out that I was working off of a particularly terrible negative. My instructor asked to look at it, and they was amazed I even got a photo out of those negatives. Despite the fact that my photos looked terrible, I did get a decent grade on the assignment for the amount of effort that I put into it. That experience taught me more about effort and perseverance than any perfect shot ever did. Because the purpose of the class wasn't about creating excellent photos, it was about learning the darkroom process. Dealing with criticism will always be something that we will have to deal with in any creative journey. Early on, I had to learn how to tell the difference between helpful feedback and not so helpful feedback. One of the first prototypes of a project I worked on, I had someone play it, and their first comment was being upset that they could not invert the player controller. And it was kind of devastating to hear that because it took me a while to get this thing working. I also showed that same project to a friend of mine who works in the gaming industry, and they was actually just impressed that I was able to make a fully functional gameplay loop, even if it was only 2 minutes, if that. One person looked at what I made like it was a fully functional game that was released for purchase, and then the other one looked at it like it was a minimal viable product. The criticism about the inverter control was 100% valid. But you always have to take in consideration when you get criticism from anyone about their knowledge and background on what they're critiquing. Self-criticism. Be kind to yourself when you're criticizing your own work. I've had many friends and colleagues get hung up on small details on their project that most people will never notice. And here's a bit of friendly advice. If you ever see an issue in your project that the person who's looking at it does not see, do not point it out. So, what's the takeaway from all this? It's simple. Embrace your imperfections. Whether it's at the pottery wheel, a camera, programming, make mistakes, learn, keep moving forward. Remember, it's about making progress, not about making something perfect. These videos are a perfect example of embracing imperfections in the learning process. I could have stressed over making my first few videos absolutely perfect, but then I would never post them. With every video I post, I learn a little bit more about the editing process and animating, and also YouTube works. Thank you for watching. I hope that this inspires you to take the first step and keep moving forward, no matter how challenging it may seem. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and ring that notification bell for more insights like this. Share your stories of embracing imperfections in the comments below. We all learn from each other, and see you in the next video.